one and all to the K.O.E. Nation for a premium spirits review. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil K.O.E., joined by my indomitable broadcast partner,
the Blend Master, Tony G. Like, share, subscribe.
We are here to try something very unique. Jameson's, the Cooper's Croze?
Let's go with that.
By head Cooper Gerb Buckley, the flavor of wood skillfully crafted. Triple distilled Irish whiskey, non-chill filtered. Bow Street Distillery, Dublin, Ireland. So, let's see, the Cooper's Croze. Celebrating the passion of our craftsmen. The Whiskey Makers series presents the Cooper's Croze. I want to craft a whiskey that shows the versatility of wood and the flavors it creates. From sweet vanilla to rich fruits and toasted wood. The Croze is a tool I use to cut grooves into the heads of the casks, into which the heads of the casks are fitted from Gerb. So, all right. We will see how this goes. This is from a particular favorite. So there we go. This is one of Tony's personal favorite distilleries.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the Jameson line. It's really my introduction to whiskey as a fun little hobby. And this is one I've been interested in for a while. They've got a line, the Blender's Dog, and the Distiller's Safe, I believe. This is the one I've heard the best things about. So this one I was eager to find, and we found this one on sale. So I think it's gonna be good no matter what, but I am excited.
Okay, very grain forward.
Yeah, it's very grainy, but it's not. It's very soft on the nose.
Yep, it's grain forward with a sweetness.
It's very, very light on the nose, and it's almost a fruit sweetness, but I can't tell which.
On the palate, reminds me of a more butterscotchy scotch.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's not quite
wow
true to Irish in my
no,
opinion.
And that
it goes all over the place.
Yeah,
And this reminds me a lot of scotch.
Yeah. The Cooper's Croze, celebrating the passion of our craftsmen, the Whiskey Makers series presents the Cooper's Croze. I wanted to craft a whiskey that shows the versatility of wood and the flavors it creates, from sweet vanilla to rich fruits and toasted wood. The Croze is a tool I use to cut grooves into which the heads of the cask are fitted. Now, are you getting that toasted wood? And I get the vanilla, I get a little bit of the wood, but it doesn't really explain which fruits. But I don't know. Is it orchard?
It's like pears.
Yeah.
If anything, there's some pears, but
yeah, like a vanilla pear. I think that's a good way to go.
Vanilla, and I'm getting
the only thing that reminds me that this isn't necessarily a scotch is
grain
because
and vanilla a lot. Like it's just so grain forward to me.
Very grainy, yes. I know this isn't a scotch because there's no honey notes.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like,
But you get that standard Jameson burn at the beginning, middle, and end. It reminds you it's still an Irish whiskey. So, and I love scotch.
I gotta say, this is different from a lot of Irishes. That I'm like, there's no mintiness on the back, which you seem to love.
I love scotch, but I also love Jameson. This is kind of perfect for me.
I was about to say, I think you might have found your perfect bottle.
This is a wow. I can see why this is the preferred of the three by many. Yeah, I'm a fan.
There's another thing on the nose I just can't quite hit.
It's just really light, but yeah, you're right. It's very grainy on the nose, but much sweeter on the palate. But yeah, if you did this blind, I think people would mistake this for a scotch.
There's like a roots quality to the nose. I don't know what, there's just an earthiness there that I can't put my finger on, and it's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
yeah.
Boy, all right. So on the palate, it's.
And again, I keep this at a lower temperature on a shelf, so ideal because I think this. I like Jameson on the rocks. This would work excellent on an ice ball.
Yeah, this one would go great on the rocks.
Oh yeah.
I could cocktail it. I don't know if
Like with the Jameson, you want to do like a ginger ale or a Sprite. This, you could go a few different ways. Yeah, I think this could go a few different ways.
And again,
but let's dive into that on the
it would
radio.
make a pretty good Irish coffee.
You know, yeah, that's gonna happen.
It's vanilla sweetness.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah, that
has to happen.
So, we're gonna rate this on a couple of different scales on a 5-star scale. We're the only podcast that does this. Other people try to scale it on a 100 scale. Nah, folks, you get the classic 5-star scale. So, we're gonna rate it as an Irish whiskey, as a whiskey, as a cask-aged spirit, which will put it up against rums, some tequilas, all the bourbons and all the varying cognacs, and just anything you can think of that's been aged in a cask. So, we start off with Irish whiskey on a 5-star scale. Where do you rate this on an Irish scale?
This hits it in all the right spots for me, but you're right. It's not a traditional feeling Irish, so I'm gonna go. I'm torn between 3.5 and 3.75. I'm gonna say 3.5, just to be safe, just to be objective, because I'm a fan of the brand. 3.5.
I'm not nearly as much of a fan of the brand as you are. I've had a handful of whiskeys that I really enjoy from the Jameson distillery, and I've had a handful that I'm not such a fan of. And all that being said, I'm going to give this 3.75 as an Irish. It's the reason it's not higher is because there's just a part of it that doesn't seem like the traditional Irish whiskeys that we're used to.
That's why I went lower, yeah.
But that's why, as a whiskey, I am giving this 4 stars.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. 4-star whiskey because it feels like a Scotch, but you still know it's an Irish. You could cocktail this. It's nice, neat. It'd go great on an ice ball or the rocks. I think this is one of the more diverse entries in the Jameson line. I'm very impressed with how the nose isn't complex. The taste has a little more complexity, but it's diverse in what you could do with this.
And none of the flavors are overbearing. You can enjoy it neat. It's not offensive in any way. And that's what I really like about this. Because like I said, I'm
really nice.
Not nearly the same fanboy of the Jameson line as you.
No.
And this is one of the better.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, this is up there with IPA Caskmate, which is my personal favorite of the Jameson line. Like, I like it better than the 18-year. So that's me. So that is as a whiskey. We both have it on 4.
So as a cask-aged spirit?
Yes, putting it up against rums and all the worlds of cask agery.
It's 43%, 86 proof. Obviously, there's no age statement on this. So, got it. This is a tough one. What are you thinking? Because I know where I'm at.
You're going to disagree with me, and a lot of people are going to accuse me of a bit of pandering here. But in terms of cask aging, which is the Cooper's job, I am giving this 4.25 as a because this is expert cask workmanship.
I didn't expect that.
Like, I will bring it around so the folks can see at home.
I did not think you'd go that high.
Well, I have to give craftsmanship credit where it's due.
Okay.
And this is as a cask aged, which means you can drink it on the rocks, you can mix it. You could use this in cooking. I would actually mostly use this if I was going to pan fry vegetables. I don't know if I would go meat products in like any one meat in particular. It would work with all of them, but I wouldn't focus on that. If I was going to pan fry some vegetables, I would put
rice.
Ooh, yes. Fried rice, throw a little bit of that in there, and it would really, if you were to even do a chicken fried rice or any kind of meat product in the rice, this would work excellently as a cooking ingredient.
At the price tag, I don't know that I would, but you could. I didn't think you were going to go that high.
I always wonder when we talk about the potential of using these whiskeys as a cooking ingredient, if the distillers are flattered or insulted.
Yeah, I'm going to say both, depending on the spirit. I didn't think you were going to go that high. I was ready to say 4, and I thought I was going to be way above you. But yeah, I'm going to say 4. You're right. This is exactly what you're talking about when you're making whiskey as an art form, and that's an achievement for those people that put this together. So yeah, I agree. 4. It's up there.
Yes, sir. Now, shelving. Top, middle, or bottom is where we decide. The bottom shelf is kind of, well whiskey that, when somebody comes over, here you go. Middle shelf is some pretty good stuff, but it's also, if you've had a rough Thursday and you just need a drink, you just pour something that you can mix a soda and it's decent. Top shelf is your show off. It's your flex whiskey.
Yeah.
And so where would you put this one, Tony?
The appearance, honestly, it's not that flattering. It's very plain. It's a white label. It's a clear bottle, which is not Jameson standard, but that does differentiate it from the rest of the line. But appearance-wise, it's not impressive, and the color's a little clear.
Probably means there's not a lot of coloration.
Yeah, which it's not striking it against me. But I'm torn between middle and top. I think for what you get in quality, it's a top. Appearance-wise, you could see this being in the middle. If I definitely didn't have the room on top, it would go down below. But if I didn't have a bottle of 18, obviously this is going up top. So it's kind of in between there, but I really like it, and it obviously scored high to this.
This is, depending on which shelf has room, will likely sit on my middle shelf, but let it also be said that this is, as of right now, the only Irish whiskey that would have any chance of hitting my top shelf.
Okay, there you have it.
So I am very impressed with this. Not necessarily as an Irish whiskey, but as a whiskey in and of itself, and as, like you said, cascading as an art form.
Okay.
So it's a conversation piece for Irish whiskey lovers like yourself. Now, what did you pay for this bottle versus what's the normal MSRP?
Standard, you're going to pay 70 to almost 80 bucks for this, probably over 80 with tax in most places. This I got for just over 50.
Yep, well, we had a local place around here that was having a closeout sale, and so we got some really good bottles for stupid cheap prices. Now, when this bottle is empty, will you seek another one?
I think this is probably going to be my favorite out of the 3 in that specific lineup. So I would be very tempted to replace it with that, but at the same time, I want to try the blender's dog and the distiller's safe. So it depends. It depends on the price, and it depends on if I have enough of this left to do a comparison. It depends on a lot of factors. So I would definitely want to, but I might see about the other 2 first.
I'm kind of torn because I know the same place we got has one of them for that same sales price. So I'm tempted to pick it up, but at the same time, this one is awful good. And like, Jameson's very hard to please me.
Yep.
And the fact that this one did as well as they did it shocked me more than it shocked you. Trust me. Because it just hasn't been a distillery that's really gotten me. So this one, I will seek out a bottle of it, especially if I can find it at the sale price you got it at. Then yes, if you can find it for anywhere under 60, this is a grab all day.
Yeah.
When it starts getting close to 80, that's when I start going, because I was about to say, this is at $60, it's one of the best $60 whiskeys in the world. At $80, there's some other contenders at that price range. So it's just one of those.
You could see like a red restless stout being like, if that was your option between this and that, like, depends what you're in the mood for, because that's about the same price range.
Oh boy! So this was. So you will be seeking another bottle, perhaps. I will probably seek one because I'm trying to find the Irish whiskey of extreme, and this is very much in the contentions right now. So This has been a very interesting dive into a very interesting bottle from Jameson that you've been looking forward to getting into probably more than any other bottle that you've been hanging on to for a while. You've been wanting to see how this one goes.
Yeah, I've been interested in this for a while, so I'm glad we finally got to get into it.
So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, this has been our review of Jameson, the Cooper's Cruise.
Hope we pronounced that right.
50-50. Folks from across the pond over in Europe, let us know in the comments if we're saying that right, and if we're saying it wrong, feel free to, let us have it. Wash me in your judgment. I'm here for it. Don't worry about it. But folks, this has been an amazing review of an amazing whiskey. Definitely worth a try. If you have a chance to just give it a little shot, I say do it. So folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner,
Tony G. Thanks for coming by.